Never have I been more excited to review a 75% mechanical keyboard. This Womier SK75 may look like your bog standard keyboard, but this has a few tricks up its sleeves that will just make you want to buy it. Let's quickly check it out. Disclaimers out of the way first. Womier has sent me this unit for review, but as usual, they have no say on the thoughts I have on this keyboard. They're seeing this video the same time as you do. With that out of the way, let's quickly take a look at the contents you get inside the blacked out box. Inside, we first see the board itself tightly packed with its hard plastic shell and wrap. Underneath that is a lengthy manual that guides you on setting this board up, and on top are the accessories for the keyboard. Inside the compartment lies the keycap and switch puller combo, the non-coiled nor braided black Type-C cable, the 2.4 GHz dongle, some extra switches in the form of their own void magnetic switches, and last are some accent keycaps for the WASD and bottom row keys. Going back to the board itself, I've got mine in its only colorway in this black CNC aluminum body with a glittery finish. And to the back we see the stunning looking weight reminiscent of the QK65. First impressions, this looks very stealthy with a touch of personality. The SK75 is a 75% CNC aluminum board with a PCB that's really well thought out. It's a magnetic and mechanical keyboard hybrid. This means, as standard, you've got yourself a TMR mechanical keyboard, which is great for gaming. But in case you want to change it up, you also have the option to switch to your standard MX mechanical switches. These are cross-compatible with the two technologies, and not only that, you can mix and match the switches in any configuration you want. It's offered in this black colorway with a glitter finish, and it's got all the bells and whistles you need for a nice mid-range keyboard for 2025. Going over its physical features, to the front, you've got your standard semi-exploded 75% layout with the delete and home key surrounding the upper right corner of the keyboard. This is also designed with two blockers on the bottom right, one for the arrow keys, and one to show off the Boss Womier logo. To the sides, you've got a seam two-piece design with the box and wedge profile. To the rear, you've got nothing but a Type-C port right in the middle. And finally, to the back, lives the stunning chroma mirror weight that's bordered with a grey accent, as well as the rubber feet. There's no spot for the dongle incorporated in the board, so keep that in mind as well. The overall footprint of the keyboard is compact, having averagely thick bezels, and taking a closer look at it, reveals a bit of shimmer and shine of glitter embedded to the case. Weighing over 2 kilograms, this is one heavy board to carry around. In the weeks of testing this, I haven't seen any scuffs, marks, or dings in the aluminum case, and the case finishing on this is quite great. Overall, this is definitely a board that stays on your desk, not something I'd recommend traveling with. Moving on over to the PCB, I've touched on this a bit earlier, but let's quickly rattle down the specs. It's a 75% magnetic and mechanical keyboard with hot swap sockets orientated at the south-facing configuration. It has perky RGB, and these are assignable through their own application. In this application, you've got all sorts of configurations for the TMR switches, such as its actuation distance, its range, and many more. It's built from the ground up to have fast signal transfers, and as such, this comes standard with 8000 Hz of polling rate for both wired and even wireless configurations. Speaking of wireless, I've got no problems connecting this up to my PC and tablet, and while I'm not going to travel with this board, rest assured, with the 8000 mAh battery inside, it's gonna last a long while wirelessly on my desk. The one gripe I have for this PCB is its position for the wireless switch. It's located in the capstock key, and at the risk of breaking the keycap, you should always carry around a keycap puller if you plan to use this wirelessly outside. Other notable features include the standard array of features you've got for gaming with a TMR keyboard, such as rapid trigger, DKS, snap key, and many more. In my time of using this for light gaming, I find this board quite fast, too fast even sometimes. I'm used to mechanical keyboards, and trying to play apertures on this took some time to get used to. Overall, the PCB here is the main feature I love on this keyboard. I can essentially let WASD be TMR, while the rest reaps the benefits of being mechanical. Going on over to the mounting, this board did a full 180 and offered a stop mount, something I love to see on more keyboards. If brands really preferred adding so much foam on gasket mount keyboards, just make it top mount and not hear me complain about the lack of bounce. Anyways, top mount may be stiff to some, but I prefer it more to tray mount. This board sounds so good even with TMR switches, which are notoriously thin sounding. And with top mount, you've got an even typing feel all throughout. It only has a minimal amount of foam on the inside of the case, and overall, the top mount for me is such a nice decision by Womier to do. As per switches, Womier told me that the new versions of the board came stock with their own void switches. Previous ones were made by Otemu. The void switches are TMR magnetic switches which are made out of a full foam material, and they sound a bit thinner to my taste. They are linears with an adjustable actuation force of 0.1 to 3.5mm, and they also have a lifespan of 100 million clicks. Again, since this is a magmech keyboard, you could easily change this out if you want, but in my time of using this, I find the light spring quite easy to adapt to. Something disappointing though is the RGB illumination, as even though this has light diffusers built into them, the board still provides only the faintest of RGB pass-through. For gaming, I find the switch is quite suitable. Its lightness might be a con for typing, but in my long gaming sessions, that once did my fingers fatigue from using this. Overall, it's an alright switch for the keyboard. The keycaps on this are a miss for me. They are double shot PBT keycaps, which are nice, but the printings are a bit generic for me. The MX only counterpart of the SK75 came with better looking keycaps, and I wish Womier would have paired this up with wob-like keycaps instead. The addition of the accent keycaps are a nice touch though. Still, I hope they revise this a bit in future iterations, as I'm not the biggest fan of them. And now, to the all-important sound test. This is the Womier SK75 with its void switches and stock keycaps. It's a top mount board with an FR4 plate and all the foams inside. Enjoy! This is probably the most well-rounded keyboard I've tested all year round. Sure, it lacks a screen or knob, but I'd happily trade that for the ability to change out the switch technology on the fly and mix and match it to my heart's content. My opinion still stands on the keycaps being too generic, but overall, as a whole package, this board is quite great. It has a subdued design on the front, a nice accent weight on the back, and a PCB that's feature-packed without being too complicated to use. Its try mode is great, though I wouldn't see myself using this while traveling, and while I don't see myself gaming too hardcore as well, it's nice to know that this keyboard can handle any task just fine. Whether it's catering to my Switch preference, or gaming with high polling rates, the Womier SK75 really surprised me, and it's one of the best keyboards I've tried this year. This board is highly recommended, even for its $150 asking price. How about you? What do you think of the Womier SK75? Is it worth its asking price? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm John J. Bimava, and I'll see you in the next video.